I just want to be real with y'all. I don't even have my camera and stuff set up. I want to be raw and straight to the point with you guys so you guys know the truth. A lot of you guys may think Etsy is dead, print on demand is dead. But when it comes to this, a lot of times you guys are kind of, and I know you probably don't want to hear this, but you're kind of playing the victim mentality. Like, you're accepting the fact that there's something wrong with something else so that you don't have to feel like something's wrong with the way that you're doing things. And sometimes it's difficult to feel accountable for your own mistakes so that you can actually grow. And I'll show you some sales, I'll show you something crazy and where you could actually be. For myself, I started as a stay-at-home dad about 10 years ago. Got into this whole e-com thing, got into Etsy, started with my own products, had a heat press, $500 from Craigslist. My first year selling on Etsy and a little bit of Shopify as well. Did over $200,000 in sales my first year, about 10 years ago. And that changed my life. I went on to do millions in this industry, been able to grow this channel, help educate on my spare time, been able to help multiple other students do it themselves. Even to this day, it's still very possible for you to grow. Let me show you. All right, so I just hopped on the computer camera real quick. So here's someone right here. They admit they were doing something wrong. I previously opened an Etsy shop, but stopped selling due to the lack of direction in sales. So they took accountability and stopped blaming things on everything else and, blaming themselves and made some changes. And you know what? Order of $35, right? But maybe you've already seen a little bit of sales. This is what happens when we stick to things and be really open-minded, which I'm also going to show you what could happen. This is what could happen for you: 30 days, $1,000. Maybe you've been there and, you got there by luck. When it comes to selling on a marketplace, it's not about luck. It's about strategy. It's about how to do things in a scalable fashion so that your growth can actually be predictable. And it's not like you're just guessing where you'll be next month. Here's someone else, $13,000 last month. Another student right here, she set a goal of $50,000 for the month, but she actually crossed over $67,000. My guy over here, he actually got suspended. We were able to get his shop back, and within 2 weeks of it being on, he did $7,400 in 2 weeks. And then here's another student. She's been doing this for about 4 or 5 years now. So think what really could happen when you stick to this year over year. She's 3 months back to back $100,000 months. $100,000 in May, $100,000 in June, $100,000 in July, right? And I know it sounds crazy and it sounds like you can't really achieve these numbers, but you can. You just got to start with that first $1,000 month and then chase the next goal and the next goal. So let's go ahead and break down how you could do this, right? So the process is really simple. Once again, you have to do product research. It's a marketplace. It's a search-driven platform. So all marketplaces work. And you do have to put your emotions to decide a whole lot. Like a lot of times you may create the design and you think you have the best design out there. Maybe it's a product you're creating yourself, like a pillowcase or, something like one of these things. I mostly do decorated products, such as pretty much print-on-demand products, mugs, tumblers, sweatshirts, t-shirts, and so forth. So you have to put your emotions to the side. You can't say that you have the best product in the world. You're not building a brand. And that's the truth. A lot of people think they're coming on here to build like a crazy brand. You are in a sense, but you're kind of building a brand that's kind of more generic. And, it's not like you're selling your name brand. For example, this brand right here is called Look Human, and each t-shirt, it dives into a niche that has strong convictions, typically hobbies, occupations, and whatnot. And people love cats, people love fitness, right? So they're not selling Look Human t-shirts, but they're selling something that someone is passionate about. And although you might not be passionate about it, someone else out there is. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's go ahead and hop in the profit tree. I'm gonna type in cat sweatshirt. I have no idea what's gonna pop up. And the reason why I'm using profit tree, because if you're starting off, you probably have limited funds. This is lifetime access to, a product research platform. And they actually have a lot of features that other platforms actually don't have. And this is just lifetime access, one-time payment, and lifetime access to the product research, right? Most, if not all, of the other product research platforms are a monthly cost. So if you're starting off, this is a great choice. Even if you have already started, this is a great new product research tool to add to your arsenal, because this right here, I love this demand. It really tells you what's going on right now. 17 sold in 24 hours. That means yesterday. Well, you know, I guess 12 hours today, 12 hours yesterday. Same thing, right? In 24 hours, you know, this is something that people are looking for right now. They want it right now. So we could dive a little bit more into it to see if this is something that we could actually provide. Okay, I tried to click on it, wasn't available. So let's go ahead and move on to the next thing. Got 3 sold in 24 hours, 17 sold in 24 hours. A lot of these are this dog face embroidered sweatshirt, which is an incredibly great product. And let's see the true price of this product. Man, they're making bank. $35, 1 pet. Let's see, man, $40 for 2 pets. And if you're doing embroidery in-house, embroidery is crazy margins. I'm sure you could also get away with this with print on demand. But with something like this, you may need a designer to do. I'm sure you could get away with a little bit of AI nowadays to be able to create the design as well. It is going to be a little bit more of a difficult product for you to create if it's your first time creating a listing. But the more difficult it is to create particular listings, the more worthwhile it can be for you. I mean, for example, come on, $77,000 in total revenue for this. It's pretty crazy. So it's an average of $1,200 for the last 9 months. So once again, since this isn't like a subscription, you're missing out on a few things, but it's not entirely important, like conversion rate, visibility. But let's go ahead and see what else. We have the total reviews the product has, the amount of favorites, Etsy's pick. Let's see what else we have. Total shop sales. So you have more than enough data to tell you what you need. So this one right here, I'm going to leave it open and we'll see if we'll be able to recreate this listing. But let's go ahead and move on to something a little bit more simple, just because you're probably getting started and we need something that's going to be easy for you to create and get started. So 20 plus carts, $19,000 in total revenue. Man, $32 average order value. That's pretty crazy. All right, so this is free shipping and personalized. So $32 is not as crazy as I thought because they're doing free shipping, but this one's pretty interesting. So Karma is a cat. First and foremost, what we need to do is do a trademark search. Karma is a cat. All right, I don't see anything for Karma as a cat. Let's go ahead and click on expert, click on class 25 for apparel. Don't see nothing either, so pretty good to go. So what I'm gonna do is actually open up Kittle, right? And what I'm also gonna do is open up ChatGPT. And what I'm gonna do is find a style that I like to turn this into so that, you know, it becomes an entirely different style, but it still kind of holds the same foundation as the original. So for example, this is something I know that's working in 20 plus carts, bestseller as well. I don't know what this style is called, I'm not gonna lie. All right, so I'm just gonna head on over to ChatGPT and ask it, what would you describe this style? So whimsical, hand-drawn doodle art with playful back-to-school theme. So it's pretty much already identifying what it is. And my ChatGPT knows what I'm already gonna do next. They already know where I'm headed with this because I do it all the time, right? So basically, I want a Kittle AI prompt for this style, but I just want text at the top that says, so I'm not good with prompts, and that's okay. So I'm gonna have the AI create the prompt for me. You know, I basically just said I want a Kittle AI prompt for this style. I want the text at the top to say Karma's a cat with a simple cat design below it. Now, here's my Kittle AI prompt for whimsical, hand-drawn, doodle, illustration, playful, whatever. So now here I am on Kittle. I have my art board pulled up, and what I can do is I can use Kittle AI and just go ahead and paste this in here, and hopefully this comes out just fine. If not, what we can do is just add a smartboard to pretty much like type in the cat. I mean, Karma is a cat, and then find a cat icon that we like, and then type in the prompt. So for example, this is what I'm gonna do. Whoa, here's our cat right here. It says Karma is a cat, so AI is not perfect. And I do kind of like that though. It's kind of almost there. But I'm just gonna copy and paste this artboard. What I'm gonna do instead, I'm just gonna pull up some text. Karma is a cat. Now I'm just gonna pretty much put that right there. And let me go ahead and find a cat real quick. Let's see. Karma is a cat. That's kind of funny. I don't know why, but I almost feel like it would work. We could do one without the guy. We can do one with the guy. I just think it's kind of funny. But anyway, so I'm gonna click add smartboard. Boom. I'm also gonna come over here. I'm gonna screenshot this. Head back on over to ChatGPT. Give me a Kittle flow prompt to change this to that whimsical style. All right, so here I go. Transform this design into right. Copy that. Head on over here. Paste that transparent background so it's ready for our print on demand. So generate. While that's loading, a lot of times I just like to still like look around. Here I am. Profit tree once again. 20 views last 24 hours. 10 plus in cart. I could get lost. I love doing product research. I love to know what's in style. I love to know what's really going on. So I can also come back up here and, you know, I could just do a search for a sweatshirt. I can do dog sweatshirt now. I can pretty much do anything. It's endless. It's up to you to be creative and, you know, make the most use out of the tool. It's not what you use, it's just how you use it. And if you use it the best, you could be the best seller in the world. So let's head back on over to Kittle. So it's still loading over here. Boom. Now this one right here is like almost perfect to me. But I wish like this dude is happy. I wish it was something like that. But man, what happened though? Like why did our text get cut off? I think it was because of this right here. I didn't change the aspect ratio. But man, I love this design right here. All right, this is pretty cool. All right, I'm trying to read the prompt. Maybe I messed up. But anyways, let's just go ahead and try a different cat. All right, here's a different cat right here. Click on that, add smartboard. Oh, let's go ahead and change this to 2x3. Quality, high, transparent background. And let's come back over here. Copy this one, paste it here, hit generate. You guys are getting a real deal tutorial right now. And if you do this right, man, you guys could change y'all's lives forever. So I just really want you guys to lock in this year. I've already showed you, like, look what could happen for you. $100,000, $100,000, $100,000. On the very, very low end, print on demand profits for t-shirts, which is going to be your lowest margin product, it's going to be around 20-25%. So, you know, $20,000 plus in profit, $20,000 plus in profit, $20,000 plus in profit. You're not slaving away creating every single t-shirt. The real key though is, like, you know, you guys who have followed me for a long time see me ship thousands of t-shirts out. Like, you could also find a local production partner who prints t-shirts, taking that product in-house, increase your margin by 2x, and then all of a sudden you have a 30-40% profit margin t-shirt. It's really easy to do it this way with print on demand, shipping out. You know what Printify is going to do, it's really easy for them to ship out thousands of different designs, right? Thousands of them. That's what you leverage Printify for. But at any given point, you know, you could take in that bestseller and it's easy to turn into a transfer and just be extremely profitable with that product. But you can't do it without print on demand. Get out of your own way. You can't do everything all at once. I'm pointing at you guys with a chapstick. All right, so you can't do everything. You can't focus on production, focus on making money at the same time. Woo, look at that, you guys. All right, man, we are on fire. I forgot to hit the transparent background, but it's okay. I'm gonna click convert to image. Now remove background. Nice. And I'm just gonna come on over here to my original artboard because this is the correct dimensions for my product. For example, on here, this is a comfort color 1717. Here's the dimensions right here. That's what you need to create this dimensions in. All right, so here, what I'm gonna do is boom, bring this to the top. And you don't necessarily have to do this, but I'm just so used to doing it because I grew up using Photoshop and Illustrator, removing the background before I save it. But you don't have to do it nowadays because you can just click download, click remove background right here. All right, so I love doing it anyway still. Remove background, optimize quality, make sure it's at 300 dpi, and we're gonna save it. The pixels changed up right here, so I don't know what happened here. All right, so that's way too high. All right, so it's okay that it's higher though. It's just worse if it's lower because quality that's lower size and then stretching out, that's when you really lose this quality. A lot of times it's okay if it's bigger and then it's shrinking down. So let's just go and upload it anyway. You'll click upload because you just saved the file and then you just click on the file that you just downloaded. All right, so I have a problem. I don't know why the black is coming out. I feel like the quality is just too high. Something bad happened. 635 dpi, it should be 300. All right, so let's just go ahead and correct it. Let's make it right. All right, so let's come on over here. We should be at 4494 here, 5097 here. Man, that's a crazy difference. All right, so now just gonna click on this right here, boom and boom. Now just gonna name this Karma. Hit download. We don't want all 4 artboards. We just want the one named Karma. 300 dpi. Now it's in the correct one. Just gonna click download. I'm not gonna touch anything this time. I already removed the background. So now head back on over to Printify. Click my upload button. And then here's my file right here, Karma. It says untitled project. That's because the project name's over here. So you could change that if you want the file name to be correct. Boom. There we go. And now, if Printify was connected to your Etsy, all you have to do is say product, clean up the mockups, and click publish, and you're good to go. When it comes to titles, keywords, SEO, don't overthink it. A lot of times, most people overthink it. But the real big key here is that you have to list every single day so that you get more comfortable at it. Most of you all probably list every other day, probably list like once a week and expect to see big results. But it's not necessarily having to have a lot of listings. It's having to get so comfortable with it that your listings become better and better. It's like going to the gym. You know, every day you go there, you get better and better. It's not like you should go once a week. It works the same way. You have the three things. You have intensity, you have volume. What's the other one? Overload, progressive overload. Basically just upping the weight. So intensity, how hard you're going at it. If you go too hard at it, you're going to burn yourself out, right? Then you have your volume. How often are you doing it? How many of them are you doing? You do too much of it, you're going to burn yourself out. And then how many listings are you doing? You're doing 2, 3, 4 per day, then you're going to burn yourself out. So keep everything at a comfortable rate every single day. Do a little bit of research every single day. Create the design, and list it. And then clean up your mockups, clean up your titles, and then go from there. The next day, you'll try maybe 2 listings and go from there. Keep it at that rate for a whole week. You try to do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 progressively, you're gonna burn yourself out. So you could do 1 for about 7 days, and then you can do 2 for about 7 days, and then you can even go back to 1 because now you learn so much, and be more intense with the 1 every single time. Make that mock-up, that listing look better, make those keywords, make those titles better, and then do another one the next day. Make sure that listing looks amazing. Do the same thing the next day and so forth. Most people burn themselves out because they try to build a $100,000 a month business within one night. They give it everything within one night, and then they're burnt out and they just blame it on everything else but themselves. So I showed you guys what's possible. I showed you guys a new tool in this one right here, just because this one's exclusive lifetime deal. One payment $67. One of the most affordable ways to pretty much get a product research tool, especially for those of you guys who are committed but don't want to make those committed like product research payments every single month yet. This will help you go at your own pace. Something like this you could look into, and that'll give you enough funds to afford a design platform like Kittle AI Flows is freaking crazy. And then print on demand, you just pay as you go. You could get the premium membership. Oh, I have a code for that as well. Hustle Ninjas give you 30 days premium, but you don't absolutely need it in the very beginning. You just pay as you go. As you get a sale in, then you pay for your order. So it's pretty much free to start. Selling on Etsy changed my life. I've made millions in this industry. I'll probably have to give you guys an exact number soon, but I've helped multiple students hit millions as well. And I know it sounds crazy, but I used to be in a position where everything felt a little unreal too. But whenever you start to see the small goals month over month, the more your eyes open up. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys. If you want to work with me directly, or Profit Tree, anything, all those things, I'll leave links down below. And if this video was helpful to you, because it's a little different than the typical, just comment down below and let me know so I can make more videos just like this. I'll see you guys on the next one.